Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This one is going to be on Rhea Ripley, Recurring Nightmare. So Rhea is this weekend's contest superstar, and she is the newest zombie. And I have to say, her art looks amazing. She looks incredible. The card art looks amazing. So top notch right there. Let's take a look at the strap I'm going to be using. I'm going to have the Viper Strike on for this whole preview. Whenever you break 3 or more black gems, make 7 yellow into red at the end of your turn. That does not work on moves. It only works on swipes right now. So do keep that in mind. You can see running Double Fury. The move damage medals at 113%. It's not quite maxed. So we're going to have 115% red move damage and about 70% gem damage between the gems. A little bit less on most of them, a little bit higher on purple there. So that's how we're going to be running her strap-wise. And let's get into this first move set. This one is kind of a super sub move set. We got the Nightmare Lock. 12 MP red, submission, generate 8 random submission gems. What this doesn't say is it makes 8 random red submission gems. So it's like a random red move. So we're going to get reds on the board with that. And it's going to do 53,000 damage for 5 turns. The sub gems that are left turn into blast gems. 8 MP black bite, deal 41k damage and make 6 random gems into red gems. And a 5 MP bite. We'll have to get that fixed since both moves are called bites. Deal 21k damage and gain 8 red MP. This is available at 3-star. The Entourage, going to be running with Bray for more black MP, and this is the super sub build, so all the sub trainers and coaches I can. Lashley is definitely on the more rare side. If you don't have Lashley, you could sub it with some black move damage. If you have anyone that can generate an extra red, you could put it in there. You can put X-Pac on instead to make charging the sub easier. With randoms the second time around, all those are options. But this is what we're going to be running. You can see it gets the sub up to basically 900,000 damage at 5-star silver. It's quite a hefty sub. So that's how we're going to run her. Let's get out on the road here and take a look. Going to be going up against, okay. I don't know why I backed out of that. Showboat Lacey, because she's got a lot of hit points. 5-star silver, Showboat Lacey. I didn't want to go against Bailey because we have class advantage. So we'll go against Showboat Lacey because she's got a load of hit points. So one thing you may notice is this moveset doesn't really recycle. That is a theme with Rhea Ripley. Normally, I wouldn't run a plate like the Viper Strike, but on the outside chance that we need to recycle and stuff, it'll show you guys how it can work. So you will notice just a little bit short. I do have +2 MP, +1 on a match. So we do end up a little bit short, but it's ready to go turn 2 regardless of a match. In feud, you would need a red match to be ready turn 2, but also the bite, the higher charge one with a black match would be ready as well. So if we had a black match here, I would take that swipe to throw more reds on the board. We don't. I'll just take the red for damage. Could take the blue and play defense-ish, but we're going to have the sub, so it doesn't really matter. So we'll just go for damage. Sub's already full. That's quite nice. So ideally what you want to do, because this moveset doesn't recycle, is hold the second black move for after you hit the sub the first time. Now, it is random, and it does make random reds. So essentially, we could random our way right out of the sub here, or make it easy matches. So it doesn't always last the full time, because you can see it clustered it up, and now there's a lot of red matches for the AI. But ideally, you know, you get through it. Hopefully you have at least a couple red blast gems on the board. This time we're gonna maybe have one. Nope. So it didn't last the whole time. Sorry, I got a tickle in my throat. Which is the problem you can run into with this. Now, though, we do have this black match here, so we can get the plate to fire on kicking out. And we're going to put some more reds on there, which is great because now we're doing our random, make random gems into red. So we should be able to refill the sub or get really close. And that's why X-Pac is a viable option as well. We can do a bunch of gem damage here, so we might as well get a nice little cascade. Got our sub refilled. And again, there is a bunch of red on the board. And we're making random reds, so we could run into some issues there. We shall see. There's a lot of red out there, though. Wow. Alright. So we filled the sub quite easily. We'll see how many turns of the sub we get before the... Oh, alright. Not very many. So again, here's the problem with the random gems. If this move was a place, she would be significantly better. But it did recycle itself on the plus side. But you can see what I mean when I say you can random yourself right out of the sub. It's a very, very strong sub, but we're not really getting the full effect most of the time. So, pretty easy win, though. Honestly, Lacey has a ton of hit points, so we had to cycle the sub a few times because it didn't last the full duration. And the other plate there, it's a bad image, but that's a bad attitude, which is break 3 blue, get 3 black. That could help to recycle the blacks, and if you don't have red or black on the board. So that was the other option there. Okay, let's go to the next move set. It's a variation on this one. We're just going to change and put a red move in. You can also do this one at 3-star. The first one you can do at 3-star as well. So we're going to bring in the knee snapmare dropkick combo. 10 MP red, deal 119k damage for that 10 MP. Trainers, we're going to not quite go super sub. We're going to go with Batista for move damage. Since we got a fairly big move damage there. That also gives us one more red MP, which is going to be useful, which you'll see. Still going to keep Lashley on there. Again, you could sub in... you wouldn't want to sub in X-Pac this time, but if you have like Snoop for red move damage, that would be a good way of going on this one. So more reds on the starting board you could do, more blacks on the starting board if you have those coaches as well. So let's see what this one looks like. This one doesn't recycle quite as well, or I'm sorry, load quite as well because you don't have both of the black moves. Neither of them really recycle unless the sub recycles into it. But you can see the last time we had a problem almost with too many reds because when we were making those random reds from the other black moves. So this can help alleviate that. This one can also be ready turn 1 because of Batista being on there. In Feud, it's still going to be 1 short. So in Feud, you're going to have to... this would be turn 2. Now, in a perfect world, you can see your moves aren't ready here. I would take the black match just to make sure we can refill the red move. So I'm going to go ahead and do that because she's not going to get her moves off. We could hit the sub turn 1, but it makes significantly more sense to me to get the match. Plus, it's going to cause the Viper Strike plate to fire. And this move doesn't hurt us really, right? So... But you can see that does nice move damage. It's pretty chunky. I think we're hitting like, what was it? Yeah, 300k almost with that, with Batista on there. Let's get our sub out here. I guess you could still run X-Pac too, even though you don't have the other random move, because the sub is matching reds for you. Oh, board shuffle noise, that needs to go away. The sub is matching gems for you too, so you could definitely still run X-Pac. And this is definitely, well, I shouldn't say definitely, because we are throwing random reds out and there are a bunch on the board. This should do it. I like this setup actually quite a bit, because it's a little higher, or you have more red. You can start turn 1 in tours, and you don't need a match to be turn 2 in feud. So I do like this setup a little bit more than the previous one. There you can see another not too shabby win. So the next move set we're going to look at is our 5-star. And I'm going to run this 2 different ways for you guys. I think this is really the move set. And you could run Viper Strike with this move set. You could run Twilight Ritual, or you could run What the Rock is Cooking, which is break 3 red, get 3 purple. Which you're choosing red, so you're gonna at least get 3 purple. It won't fully recycle with the next move sets, but that's gonna be your plate options there. You could also run head games, and you could also run cheap shot on this next move, the next move sets we're looking at. So let's bring the finisher in, and then both purple moves, which we haven't seen yet. A little bit higher charge on the purples. All right, so we have 13 MP finisher, the Riptide. Deal 150k damage plus 17k bonus damage for every botch gem. 9 MP purple, deal 39k damage and choose 3 columns to make into botch gems. That gives us 21 botches on the board. Makes it harder for the AI to kick out, buffs that finisher a lot. And then the Backlift Facebuster, 8 MP purple, deal 41k damage and choose 5 gems to make into red gems. That's the choose move there. Entourage, we're going to run with Woods for more purple MP. Then we're going to run with Seamus for botch gem damage. One of the few trainers I do not have at 5k yet. So he's going to be doing 25% instead of 35%. Now you will notice I have double fury on this one as well. I do think that is the way to go at 5-star gold, is double fury. You could also run double armor, and instead of Seamus you could throw Honky Tonk Man on, and people are going to have trouble kicking out. But you will also have trouble kicking out, so that's the downside there. X-Pac, so it's easier to load that 13 MP finisher. And then because I'm not using any rare trainers on this one, I'm going to use a black gem damage coach, defense coach, in Zombie Asuka, just to pick one, really. If I was using more rare trainers, I would put like either purple move damage, or even better would be red move damage in Snoop or Gooker, which we will see in the next move set. That is, so this one isn't turn 1. The next one I'm going to run is able to be turn 1. So because Ripley doesn't recycle, your skill plates are going to be important. That What the Rock is Cooking one will help with the recycle, but it's not a full recycle, so keep that in mind. We don't, so technically we don't need a purple match because we could set up a 5 match, but it does make our life easier to take a purple. So we're going to do that for sure. So the botch gem is loaded next turn. So we need, what do we need here? 9 MP. So I guess we need a 5 match in. Well, we got X-Pac, right? And I have +1 on a match, so 5 and 5. 2-3 matches does it for us. That's why X-Pac is nice for this, because it's a little bit higher charge move. Okay. When you're choosing your botch gem layout, try and take away any vertical matches with the columns. So like this was a pretty safe bet because she's most likely going to take a green match. That's going to get one of them. There isn't a lot of vertical ones at the moment, so then you can kind of, let's take this one because she's probably going to row break. So let's actually get the yellows. Most likely she's going to row break. And you want to try and stop that as much as possible, like the gem damage, just in case they can kick out. You're going to see this will hit pretty hard, 300k on the finisher part, and then the botch gem part is going to be about another, yeah, 450,000. So 750k finisher would be a little bit bigger. With my Seamus was bigger, and you can see with the botch gems, Lacey can't even kind of kick out. Again, do keep in mind no recycle. So 5-star gold, I'm not sure that this is going to hold up super, super well because of the no recycle. So let's take a look at the same moveset, able to be turn 1, but using rare trainers. So because we're not going to have Seamus for that bonus damage, I'm going to use move damage trainers to make up for that. If you have Vince, I believe 15k, he generates 2 purples, so you can be turn 1 and feud with this right now. Or if you have Farouk leveled up, so his is 2 purple MP, which I believe he does at 5k. That'll also be turn 1 without having to do a little bit of work. I'm going to have to do a little bit of work on turn 1, but I can still get it turn 1 even with only 1 MP. So you'll also, I mean, if depending on where feud perks go, you may or may not need to do that in feud. Right now, though, we're +1 again this month, so. All right. So I went with Snoop and Gooker for more red move damage since I don't have Seamus and I don't have Shayna at the botch gem coaches, and my Blue Blood is also not leveled up enough. He's not 9k, so I don't get an extra botch gem and very little extra damage. I could go Blue Blood, and you could go those two on the other ones. But I'm just going to go move damage for this one. So what we have to do, because we don't have X-Pac for this. X-Pac would make it a little easier. It would be 2-3 matches with X-Pac on, but we still don't need him. So let's try and get more damage out of it. Hopefully, not force a pin, right? So let's try and pick a decent spot for our 5 match. We're going to go there, and then we're going to set up a 3 match into a swipe. As long as we get no cascade, we're good. And of course we cascaded. So, yeah, that was great. If you can cascade, I'll find a way to do it. That's hilarious. Yellow's her primary color and her best gem damage, and the AI will 99% of the time take it. But she took my red match. So there, she took the red like she normally would. That's just funny. It's okay. The main idea for this is for you guys to see the finisher anyway. Totally can do it turn one when you don't create a bad cascade. I'm going to run it again and I'll put X-Pac in. So we need 2-3 matches. That is safer. Again, when you're setting this up, try and take away the vertical matches. There's one here, and then but there's also the yellow, which she's probably going to go with. And then when she takes the yellow, there's a chance purple can fall, so we'll just take that column too. Actually, this is for sure. With the blue will be there, so we'll do that. You're just trying to do the best guess you can of where they're going to match to try and take away extra damage. So because we don't have Seamus, the move guys should about make up for this, and it should be close to that 750k finisher we had. 15k less, but it is able to be done on turn one. And big, huge cascade from Lacey. But she still can't kick out, even with multiple cascades, because of those botch gems. But you can see the problem if she does. We don't have any recycle going on. So I'm going to throw X-Pac on so I can show you guys the turn one. We'll lose a little bit of damage on the move, but it is safer. I should have known the board wouldn't cooperate. But that's okay. It does show options anyway, right? Actually, no, that's why I didn't put X-Pac on. Yeah. Because I still need the purple. That's why I didn't put him on. But maybe we can do a row break. It gives us more options. Because I still need to grab that purple because my Farouk is under-leveled. So 2-3 matches and then the botch gem move won't be filled unless I pick one up on a row break, which we will see what we can see. So we need 10. That's 6. And I still am going to need 3. So either way, I mean, that's 7 and 10. Still a chance. I mean, if we don't cascade, we're fine. But you can do it this way too. I still think the other way is probably going to be better. Of course, I cascaded, so I can't show you guys turn one again. Not much I can do if the board doesn't cooperate. Other than level my Farouk so he adds 2 purple MP, or my Vince. She most likely will take the black match here, because that's one of her colors. But there's also, then that gets the yellow there because they get closer, and then I could go here, but I feel like this is going to be the better play because there's green here as well. It's going to be a little bit less damage because I put X-Pac on. So probably right around 700k. Yep, 697. But you can see the botches, I picked the perfect spots for them. So she only generated 40k of kick-out damage there. And why not? Just for funsies. Especially since I'm getting 10 yellow TP there. Let's just do one more and see if I can, in fact, get the board to cooperate. And I do want to say my thoughts on Rhea Ripley is she's okay. She's not bad. I do think that with the 5-star game needing recycling and stuff, that she's not what I was expecting. And I think she's just okay for me. She's not a bad card, but she's also, to me, not top tier. She looks amazing. And I didn't actually go over her coach and stuff at the beginning. I jumped right into the other stuff. So I should probably do that, huh? She's got all the regular zombie links. And she has the one gear, the recurring nightmare. And she is a trainer. Countdown gems do 35% more damage. I do want to mention that does not work on Steamboat. That just works on the actual gems when they break. So does not work on Steamboat. Tried it to make sure, and it does not. It's only when the gems actually break. So on Edge's build with the countdown gems, where he puts out like 21 of them, and then they generate a bunch of other gems that they break the board. That would help on those, but because the gems actually break. So let's try this again. We're going to set that up there. We already have a swipey match right there. I give up. So apparently I'm not going to show it to you on turn 1. If I wasn't, like, practicing it, I think I went 10 for 10 on not cascading, so it is what it is, though. The idea is there. That's the main thing. Show you guys the options. Vertical. Let's go there. And then let's go here. And again, can't kick out. So there you guys go. The finisher is really hard to kick out of, though. The lack of recycling is difficult for me. I don't know if it matters as much as I think it does or feel like it does, but the fact that she can't does bother me. So that would have me say she's a very solid card, but not tippy top tier, not in the same league as like Motu, Becky, and Bailey and Mutant Bailey. I would put those two ahead of her, but she's still really fun to play, really good, and the finisher is very, very strong. So let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Thanks for watching, and remember to like, subscribe, and share, as that helps me out.